I feel you like Janet. Can this be a real thing? Can I?
The opinions you're about to hear on this show are strictly those of the panel.
The following program is rated TV MA LSV. It contains strong language, sexual situations, and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences.
Hello. Welcome to the Friday Night Shit Show. Sorry, I had to cover all the bases because I've already got a strike against my channel until October 10th. So I'm trying to make sure they don't hate me even more. But I wanted to welcome Mac for joining us
thanks for having
tonight.
me.
So, because we're going to be talking about some juicy tidbits. So if it starts getting too juicy, I'm going to turn it off on YouTube and we'll just be live on X and Rumble because YouTube already hates me. So it hates Ruben too. He just had a video taken down a couple of days ago himself.
Yep.
So, it's just hard to deal with telling the truth or trying to share as much of the info as we can with people who don't want us to share anything. They just want us to sit around and twiddle our thumbs and pretend like nothing's happening in the world, right? So it's sad, but oh well, that's life, I guess. But so I'm gonna start. Oh, you go ahead and say hi, everybody. Introduce yourself or whatever, and then I'll start with the first video. So go ahead, Ruben.
Hello, how are we doing? It's a shit show. I can't say anything now, but when we go to Rumble and X, I'll let loose. So I'm gonna reserve right now.
So Mac, you want to say anything about what you about your your channel or anything like that?
I don't have a channel myself yet, but
No, I mean your profile.
Which profile? X?
Your profile on X. Yeah. Do you want me to share the link?
Oh yeah. Sure, that'd be nice.
Okay, let me grab it real quick.
That'd be great. I got to get that account back up after getting banned several times.
First time? Just kidding. It's that meme. It's that meme. I know. I've been banned like 10.
I shit post way too much. So
this is my fourth account on X. So yeah, and I got rid of my Facebook, after 2020's bullshit. So I got a lot of fights after that. But there, I'm sharing your X profile. Let me get Ruben's and I'll share it for everybody. Let's see, copy, paste. Okay, and everybody pretty much already knows who I am, so I'm not going to worry about that.
Who are you?
But the first thing I wanted to say was I want to share is I went to a space today, earlier, a couple hours ago, because today is POW Remembrance Day, right? So that's why I have it. Remember our POWs at the bottom. But I want to present something that was shared with me in, hold on, I'm trying to find it. Darn it, share screen. Is that what I click, share screen, or what?
If you want to share something, yes.
Okay, that's it. That's right. I couldn't remember. Sorry, I had a blank spot for a second. But I want to share this. I got this link.
She's really a blonde, folks.
Yeah, I have.
Ooh, that looks so cool on this side, like the circles.
But you see this? this is the Veterans Memorial News, and it's an app that you can get, or you can join this on your computer. But the thing is, they offer all types of resources for veterans. Okay, for jobs, and you can post things that's going on in your life. You can read what's going on in other people's lives, and things like that. So I'm going to copy this really quick, and I'm going to put it in this chat for anyone to please go there and bookmark it and share it with anyone that that might need someone to speak to, or might need some help finding out something that has to do with veterans, anything to do with veterans. So I just wanted to do that because I thought they were really wonderful people in the space, and they were very passionate about our veterans. And I'm an Air Force brat myself. So oh, hi guys, I'm gonna say hi to everybody in here real quick. I'm gonna say hi to Grumpy Old Ninja. Say hello. Hi there. Thank you for coming in. And let's see, I saw a few other people. Snorter Poopus. Hi, Snorter Poopus. Thank you. And then earlier, one of my wrenches comes in, but she works weird hours and stuff. But she came in. She always says good luck to all of us for our show. And then Baby Girl. Thank you for coming in. I think she follows me over on TikTok. So, it's nice to see that. But there's a few others over in X. But, I guess Mac has got another account that needs to be joined. So I'm going to add him. Do I need to get the other one?
No, knock one of them out. I don't know what happened there.
Okay, let me get rid of the other one. Kick from studio. Oh, if I kick you, is that going to
I think it's okay.
There you go. All right. So, okay. Well, now I'm going to take down this website from this screen, but I'm going to keep it up in the back so I can keep sharing the address so people can go to it throughout the show. But the first thing I want to bring up is something that's starting to happen. I've been talking about, children and, trafficking and all those type of things for a while, but children is one of my number one things I talk about on Spaces a few times, but I talk about it a lot to get in trouble on this app, by doing it live. But I thought this whole presentation by Tim Tebow, I don't know if anybody else has seen it yet, but it made me really proud of him. And I would like to share what he had to say before we start getting into the stuff we're going to talk about next. But I want to share. Can you see this?
Mm-hmm.
He says, I have something really difficult to share with you, but I believe you deserve to hear it, because we believe when your eyes are open to the reality out there of who these offenders are, you'll continue to protect your children and help us protect the rest. And that just shows you what kind of a wonderful person he is. People making fun of him, because of things he does, when he's playing sports. But I wish more of our sports stars were like him. They had his type of, compassion and not being embarrassed to share his thoughts about certain things, especially like this topic that we're going to talk about in a second. But I want to make it big so we can hear it. But I'd like you to listen to what he has to say, because it's disgusting. But here we go.
I want to read one of the chats recently of some of the offenders of what they were saying. This is also filtered, so it can be a little bit more appropriate for today. One of the offenders in the chat asked what the others were into. Next man replied, he was mainly into 5 to 9-year-olds. Another said he was 60 and a very violent man, and no isn't an option for him. One of the offenders then said he has 20 terabytes of baby rape videos, and if they DM him, he would give them to him for a good price. Another offender confirmed and said he would show the others how to abuse his own kids and get away with it. Then another replied he has a daughter that he would love to share. Then the next replied, when asked if his wife knew about his abuse, the man said, heck no, it's our little secret, though I am on the lookout for others, as she is getting old now. Next responded, how old is she? The offender said, 8. That's what we're talking about here today. That's why it's so important. That's why we have to be urgent for every single one of these boys and girls.
Okay. Did you see the emotion he had at the end of that when he was acknowledging the dire need that we have to protect our children, right? And that means that any means possible. So if to start to protect our kids comes from having to deal with all the hype that we're going to have for the next month or two over this whole P. Diddy thing, well, you're just going to have to suffer through it, because I'm telling you right now, this whole P. Diddy thing has a lot of children that were abused. Okay. And one of them you're already seeing, which I've been seeing for years now, is his name Justin Bieber, right? The thing is, I saw lots of videos way back. Somebody leaked out showing him down on his knees, giving somebody a blowjob in a bar, stuff like that. And he was young. He was a kid. He was a young teenager. And I don't know how old he was when he first went into, into singing and stuff like that for to make money, to get in there. And what's sad though is the business that I told you guys I've done. I've been on many, many sets. The thing that's sad and heartbreaking that I talked about a few times is the parents that bring their kid and drop off their kid, and then they leave. They're dropping their kid off, trusting the people working this movie set to take care of his kid or their kid or the mom's kid or whatever. And it's like, I would never have done that. In my whole life, I would never have ever left my kid with anyone. I don't care if it was, even if it was Trump. I love Trump, but I still wouldn't expect my child to be cared for by somebody like Trump. Just to me, doesn't make any sense at all when it comes to your child, especially in the movie business or entertainment industry of any type. It's just too risky. It's just not worth it. I just can't understand why anyone would want to do that with their kid. Just drop them off and expect someone else to babysit them. And then you go get your nails done and tell everybody, oh, my kid's a star, my kid's a singer, or my kid's this, that, and the other. And the whole time they're being abused. It's
all about influence. That's the whole idea that they have. It's been the whole idea of the casting couch that happened during early Hollywood. A lot of scandals before big Hollywood happened right after World War I and before World War II, that there were a lot of sex scandals going on here. And we've heard about the Black Dahlia and other things that were going on. And then you had the war, and then you had, the way things were going on with all of the ingenues and things like that were going on. Sorry.
I didn't see you when I first went through it before I started going through all the pages above. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I just wanted Soy Bates Jeremy to know I'm sorry I didn't see you, or I would have said hello. But thank you for joining us tonight. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, but that's the whole idea. That's the whole idea that this has been going on since the advent of Hollywood and big business. And again, they see the influence. They utilize the youth for their power. And you have people, and again, it goes back to like Michael Jackson and people that they want to have, influence. They had their kids go sleepovers. They send them over to do that. Because again, the parents are utilizing the children as their meal ticket to get what they want. And they have no love, no shame for what evil they perpetrate that children are being subjected to. And it's again, get deeper, and we can talk about it on Rumble or in an X. It is very deeper what they're doing, with sex trafficking and all that stuff, which P. Diddy's being charged for. And again, I don't know what's going to happen, but it's very, very frightening.
It is frightening. So, do you have anything you want to add, Mac?
Yeah. What was I gonna say? as far as P Diddy, Epstein, and all these guys, they're all getting exposed, huh? P Diddy is yeah, the Black Epstein, and I don't know what he was doing there, but I heard he has hundreds of bottles of baby oil, thousands even,
You know,
thousands.
we were talking about that today, yesterday and today, I think maybe in some spaces about it. And they were wondering why in the heck he would keep that many. But just think about it. If he's keeping all these recordings of all these different people and things as for blackmail, right? What's better than having a bottle of baby oil with your fingerprints and some maybe your victim's fingerprints on it and put it in a box with your name on it? So
Yeah,
to hand over if they're going to turn you in for rape or, some
and they wonder
drug.
why people get so, deep into these conspiracy theories. I always say that about the right. Oh, they're so deep to the conspiracy theories. The
Mhm.
problem is there was a sex island. That's the problem. And then we don't know anything about it. We don't know the perpetrators. We don't know the too many of the victims. I don't really know of any of them. And they
Well,
have this big list of people that were on this island, and I'm sure they'll
mhm.
have a big list that was working with P Diddy. But then they don't prosecute them or air them out in public or punish them in any way. And you wonder why people go crazy and start, diving into conspiracy theories or getting depressed about how the system's not doing things and not
Mhm.
punishing people the correct way and bringing these things to light. We still don't know the Epstein victims or the perpetrators. It's absolutely insane. They should be in jail.
Mhm.
Not just Epstein dead. And then I bet, we'll probably learn very little about this. I'm sure there's a lot of people caught up in that. But then the left will be like, "Oh, it's just conspiracy theorists, conspiracy." No, 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 no. You were fucking kids on an island. That's not a conspiracy. That's a fact.
Well, I have a video that we're going to watch here in a minute that kind of says exactly what you said about Diddy being the Black Epstein, basically. But the thing is, I guarantee that there's many, 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 many more people like P. Diddy that's been doing that for forever. From what I've been able to gather so far, the FBI had been looking into P. Diddy since like 2009. Okay. So my leaning, this is my opinion too. My lean is what if uh, somebody got booted out from being able to run for office again because they got tired of him. He was boring. He wasn't able to perform the way that they think they wanted, or the people that wanted him out decided it's time for us to bring up the Marxism, and the people are ready for it. We had all these people that bowed down to us for the COVID. They wore the mask, they got the jabs, they listened and were in lockstep with us. So now it's time for us to show them that we're wanting this country to become a socialist Marxist country, right? So they want to get rid of Biden because Biden's not willing to go communism yet. But he said he stepped down for whatever they had on him. So maybe he decided, well, we have this. And I know that Obama and a bunch of others went to a lot of P. Diddy parties. So let's just arrest P. Diddy and let's see how they like being on the hot fire and the spigot. You know what I'm saying? So I've been right a few times about me saying that DeSantis was going to run for president. Nobody believed me, made fun of me. And then I said that Biden wouldn't be on the ticket. And then people made fun of me and he's not on the ticket. But I still believe, and one of the things that we're waiting on to see if it happens or not is that I believe that Kamala's going to be president, not Biden. When whoever's sworn in January. So we're still waiting to see when that's going to happen.
If that happens, then this nation's over. Then
I
that
know
means
that's what I'm worried about.
It has
But
to be
I'm hoping
dissolved.
I'm
Then.
wrong. But what I'm saying is I have a fear. Remember, I said I still didn't think. I don't even know if we'll have elections. So I'm real black pilled when it comes to a lot of those things. But we're gonna dig in. And now, Ruben, I'm going to start this video. And if you think it starts to get too deep, then I'll cut off my YouTube.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm waiting for you to cut off YouTube. So
I want to give them a small sample so that if they
exactly.
decide they want to join us over on Rumble or X, that they can. but I'm going
Of
to
course.
show the first little bit of this video to see whether or not, you guys want to dive in, because I found some really good, juicy stuff with all the information that I think has plenty of proof on it. And now that you heard them read off all the indictments and everything that they have about, the different things they're putting him in prison for, and they're not going to let him out. They've already denied him bail twice because they said that they think he'll intimidate witnesses or he might try to leave. So this is the first person. I've been watching this guy for a while on TikTok. I listen to him a lot. Ian, and he said Diddy got arrested, and in case you don't know it yet, he was the Epstein of the music industry. He was running a sexual blackmail ring to control powerful producers, musicians, celebrities, politicians, and executives. He was promoting degenerate music and messages all throughout the 2000s. Huge portions of the music industry is based on organized crime and a poison to our society. And I guarantee they're going to bury all the tapes, and Diddy is going to have a miraculous accident in FBI custody and magically commit suicide. Diddy didn't kill himself. So basically that's what he's saying, but he's got a lot of good stuff. When I start, I'm going to play this for everybody. I think this guy's really smart. I've been following him for a while, and everything he talks about, he goes into very good detail with. But if you think it gets too spicy, let me know and I'll cut off my YouTube. So if you guys want to finish watching the rest of the show, you might have to join us on X and on Rumble. So here we go.
Well, tonight they arrested P. Diddy. News just broke that they took him into custody in New York City. So I figured now is as good a time as any to shit all over Sean again and remind everyone just how horrible this man is. So if you haven't read the court documents and done any of the other research on this guy, this producer he worked with named Lil Rod brought this lawsuit against him. Rodney Jones v. Sean Combs, alleging RICO allegation, which is like organized crime. And he alleged that a member of this RICO organization was none other than the CEO of Universal Music Group, Lucian Grange. Universal Music Group produced 1/3 of the top 100 songs last year, including Taylor Swift. Quote, while living and traveling with Mr. Combs, Mr. Jones discovered that Combs had hidden cameras in every room of his homes. Mr. Jones believed that Mr. Combs had recordings of defendants Lucian Charles Grange, Ethiopia Haber, as well as other celebrities, music label executives, politicians, and athletes. Upon information and belief, these individuals were recorded without their knowledge and consent, and as in the case with the homosexual sex tape of Stevie J that Mr. Combs provided to Mr. Jones, Mr. Combs possesses compromising footage of every person that has attended his freak-off parties and his house parties. Upon information and belief, due to this treasure trove of evidence he has in his possession, Mr. Combs believes that he is above the law and is untouchable. Well, the diddler just got touched. But don't worry, I'm not going to drop that spice and then not give you more details. So Diddy was big on recording all kinds of things, and he frequently took this guy's phone from him and recorded things at parties. So this dude wound up with hundreds of hours of footage and audio recordings of Mr. Combs, his staff, and his guests engaging in serious illegal activity on his own cell phone, including the acquisition, use, distribution of ecstasy, cocaine, GHB, ketamine, marijuana, and mushrooms, the displaying and distribution of unregistered illegal firearms, Combs providing laced alcoholic beverages to minors and sex workers at his homes in California, New York, the Virgin Islands, and Florida. Yes, those Virgin Islands. Diddy's brother, Christian, drugging and sexually assaulting a woman. Mr. Combs detailing how he planned to leverage his relationship with Bishop T.D. Jakes to soften the impact of his public image of Cassie Ventura's lawsuit, which is horrendous, and I'm not going to read from it. It's absolutely disgusting. This guy's a piece of shit. Actor Cuba Gooding Jr., yes, that actor, Cuba Gooding Jr., sexually harassing and assaulting Mr. Jones. Yes, here are photos of Cuba doing the things. Here's more photos of Cuba Gooding Jr. trying to fuck this guy. Quote, forcibly touching Mr. Jones, fondling Mr. Jones' leg, his upper inner thighs, and his groin, the small of his back, near his buttocks and his shoulders. Jones rejected his advances, and Mr. Gooding Jr. did not stop until Mr. Jones forcibly pushed him away, following the.
Okay, I'm going to pause it for a second. Now, see, this is one of the things that I was talking about. You got to remember the reason why each of these people will be called in and have to give statements is because I think most of these people that you're seeing in these videos and stuff were forced because they have videos themselves. So I think Diddy said, go do this, do that, or whatever, and get me another video of this, of you doing this to this person, or your video's going out. See what I mean? So I would pretty much guarantee that almost every person that they bring in to go through for this kind of stuff, especially when the witnesses, when people know that Diddy can't get out and they were drugged or raped, and they're not being blackmailed because they're nobodies. You know, they're just some young woman that was with a guy that went to a party, and then she's been petrified ever since because she thinks that she's going to die. They probably threatened to kill her, who knows what. But so those women and men, young men or young actors that were forced to do acts against their will, maybe they'll come out and start talking about it. Because Justin Bieber is one of the ones who has spoken out about it, saying he needed counseling and some other things happened to him because of things that he did. He's even wrote songs and some of his music about what happened at some of Puff Daddy's parties and stuff like that. So I hope because of this that's coming out with all these people, with all these pictures and cell phone evidence and stuff, because people kept saying, oh, no one's going to get anything because they're not going to let anybody leave with a cell phone. I go, this has been going on since before 2009. They didn't stop lots of these people. They were wandering around probably half drunk themselves or messed up on other drugs. So they wouldn't know every single phone or anyone, you know, if someone had multiple phones. Okay. It's just, they got tons of it. They've got tons of evidence. And I hope to God that they do their job, because what happened to Trump in New York really is shining bad light for me to believe that that they're going to be fair, to actually prosecute people that deserve to be prosecuted. You see what I mean? But I just really pray that they do, because I think a lot of these people that are in these videos that people are talking about performed it. Yeah, they did do it. So they should get in trouble because he forced himself on someone else, or, vice versa. But the fact that it comes out about why they did it will help them start to heal, but it's also going to help put another nail in the coffin on P. Diddy. So I'm going to go back and start that up again.
Screenshot. Homie witnessed a shooting where either Diddy or his brother shot a dude in the bathroom and then got the cops to just totally not prosecute, not investigate, say it was a drive-by. They drove away. But what Diddy's scheme was all about was getting rappers to do gay stuff on camera, though they did not know it, so that he had blackmail on them, so that he could kind of control them and thereby control the whole music industry that he had kind of helped create. And to be fair, I mean, maybe he saw some signs that maybe it would work, but apparently homie wasn't having it. Sorry, I'm just making jokes. Quote, Mr. Combs, Diddy, went so far as to share a video of Stevie J anally penetrating a Caucasian male without a condom. This was done to ease Mr. Jones's anxiety concerning homosexuality. According to Diddy, this is a normal practice in the music industry. Look, even Stevie J is doing it. Diddy informed Mr. Jones that he had engaged in sexual intercourse with rapper Redacted, R&B singer Redacted, and Stevie J. Yes, Diddy's having gay orgies and using it to try to get homie to have more gay orgies, because that's what he's all about. Mr. Combs promised to make sure that Mr. Jones wins Producer of the Year at the Grammys if he did gay stuff. So Diddy is claiming that he has the power and leverage to get some random dude to win Producer of the Year at the Grammys, and he's leveraging that to get gay sex and blackmail from that gay sex. Diddy's assistant, defendant Coram, required all employees from the butler, the chef, to to the housekeepers to walk around with a pouch or fanny pack filled with cocaine, GHB, ecstasy, marijuana, gummies, Tucci, mixture of ecstasy and cocaine, at all times, so that Diddy could get high anywhere and everywhere. And yes, homeboy has photos of all of it. Diddy maintained this RICO enterprise by using threats of violence, threatening to eat his face, displaying and distributing guns in plaintiffs present, bragging about having law enforcement under control, bragging about murdering people, and bragging about bribing witnesses and jurors in the criminal case concerning the 1999.
See, that is one of the reasons why this information is one of the reasons why I believe they didn't give him any bail and they didn't let him out, because they said he would tamper with witnesses and threaten people, or he might also leave. So, all of this, remember, they have all this shit. They have a lot of this information already, because they took everything they could find from both of the residences that I know that they went through, which is one in California and one in Florida. And they also said they went to one somewhere else, but I cannot right this moment remember which one it was. Do either of you remember?
No. Do you want to put your Rumble link for the channel in the chat?
Oh, good idea. Okay, I'm gonna turn this back on and then I'll get my Rumble link for everyone.
New York City nightclub shooting was Shine. Are you getting the picture yet? And it would appear that one of the ways that Diddy had law enforcement under control was through his chief of security, Fahim Muhammad, who the whole staff was allegedly told to contact if anything ever went wrong with police or law enforcement, and he would be the fixer that would make it all disappear. Well, Fahim Muhammad is the former head of security for Michael Jackson. This kid had just graduated college with like a business degree, and he became the head of security for the King of Pop at age 21 or 22. And then whoopsies, that same year, head of Pop died. This guy was second on the scene. And then his very next job after failing was to become the head of Diddy's entire operation. Think about it. The head of security in a blackmail ring needs to know all the dirt. Otherwise, he's not securing shit. Diddy formed his record label in the first place with a lot of help, basically being selected by Clive Davis, who's got a lot of mob ties and other stuff in his history. But he's been running huge portions of the music industry before we were all born. We're talking back to signing names originally like Janis Joplin, Pink Floyd, Aerosmith, Earth, Wind, and Fire. I say all of that to just show you the scope that this is not just one rapper doing bad things. This is the whole music industry. This is how it runs. Diddy is not an isolated incident. He is the status quo. And chances are he was not the only blackmail ring operating in the music industry. We'll go into that another time. If you want more details about the Michael Jackson rabbit hole, Candace Owens produced one of the best videos I have ever seen about Michael Jackson. It's a work of art. Definitely watch it. I cannot imagine how you would watch that video and not come away realizing that, holy shit, Michael Jackson was framed. All of the charges were bullshit. The FBI investigated him. They found nothing. Everyone close to him said that he never did anything to kids. And the only people that accused him of that clearly were standing to gain things from making false accusations. Go watch the video. Huge props to Lil Rod for having the guts to bring the lawsuit that eventually has now brought Diddy down, or at least gotten him into behind bars. This dude had every indication that he would get killed for doing that. And certainly that he would get blacklisted from the whole music industry. Props, bro. And thanks to 50 Cent or whoever else helped protect him and bring these charges, whoever else got his back. Good job, guys. As for this piece of shit, he's not going to last very long. He's going to squeal like a fucking pig. And there's an awful lot of powerful people that cannot have that. So watch out for the Epstein treatment. Diddy did not kill himself. And I guarantee you that the FBI is not going to be releasing all those tapes of all those celebrities and politicians and powerful executives that he has blackmail on. They're keeping that shit locked down because that's how they do. Status quo. So key takeaways. All the music you listen to is fucking fake. They're promoting bad artists that they can blackmail so they can control them, so that they can keep running their fucking scheme, and they can give you awful messaging. Think about the messaging in all of the artists that people like Diddy have promoted. Guns, violence, hoes, drugs. That's not authentic. That's being promoted by a blackmail ring in the music industry. It's like if Jeffrey Epstein was the one choosing what music got produced so that he could perpetuate his schemes. That's what your top hits radio stations have been playing for your entire life.
Mhm.
We're not talking about one rapper that did some bad shit. We're talking about a systemic issue that just got broadcast across national television. And now they're going to try to cover it all up with everything they've got. Don't let them.
Very, very good.
It is
You see
so
why I
hilarious.
like it so much?
Easier
Yeah.
said than done. How do we
It's-
not
it's-
let them?
It's so funny that they mention the music industry, but again, for me, the music industry is I am a musician primarily. That was my first love is music, but it was not this music. It wasn't even rock and roll. I grew up. I was born in 68, and again, I saw the music, but to me, rock and roll and all radio stations is like pro wrestling. It's not music to me. It is not music. And as a kid, I said, this is not music. So I listened to my music, classical music and orchestral and real music, as opposed to this fake shit. So I've never been infected by it because again, I knew it was shit. You know, and the same thing with Hollywood. I love movies for the cinematography, for the acting, but I never idolized anybody as an artist. They didn't influence me at all. I just didn't thought they're just adult pretenders. They're pretending to be something. That's great movie like Lawrence of Arabia. That movie made me want to understand the history of Arabia and what he did and the British colonization of India and how that had affected, the everything. It wasn't about me. I want to be like Peter O'Toole or even like when Star Wars came out, it was about, standing up to the evil. It wasn't about this actor, that actor, or even Superman. It wasn't about Christopher Reeve. It was about the man who could do anything to stand for truth, just as the American way. So that's what it is. So yeah, everything that he said is just the tip of the iceberg. That's something we should talk on Rumble about. But again, I'll leave it there if you want to say anything else before we go over,
Yeah, I'm just gonna let everybody know that I just shared my Rumble, which is Janet's Universe over there. I did get Janet from another planet, but I forgot my password, so I had to start a new one. I still can't remember it, and so I'm gonna have to. Now I have two of them when I do figure it out, so I can get back in. But if anyone wants to come over and watch the rest of this, because we're gonna start showing some really good videos that that one you just saw was really good, and he had tons of evidence in that showing who is the one that spilt the beans, basically. And remember, Trump even said that to keep, was it 50 Cent and the other gentleman's name, to keep them safe, okay? Because remember, during Trump's administration, he had lots of traffickers arrested, and they saved lots and lots of kids and lots of other people. So hopefully this will all go through and we'll see P. Diddy whining his pants off and giving him tons of evidence. I don't know. I hope that they don't off him before we get a chance to get the lists. But you got to remember, you're going to hear some stuff in these next videos that I'm playing about why this one is going to be able to be prosecuted compared to what happened with the Epstein stuff. There's some information in some of these other videos that I'm going to show that shows the wording and the difference on the wording of the arrest warrants and stuff, and why some things, when they're brought up, are easy to get away from not being anything else being brought out because of the way that they decide to prosecute. So, so that's the way it is.
I didn't think, you guys were talking about fixers, or the guy in the video was. I thought Ray Donovan was just a show. I mean, I knew there could be something like a fixer, but I don't know if you guys seen Ray Donovan, the Showtime show. He's a professional fixer, and I think in the first episode, some star